Hey yo, what it do YouTube? It's your boy HD and I'm back with a new video for I think the first time in about a year. Life got crazy for a minute, what can I say? I just wasn't able to do this as much as I would want to. Alright, but now we are back and right during the NFL draft time. So obviously off camera I've got to see a lot about the prospects like during the combine and everything like that, pro days. So I figured right before the draft happens, what better time to react to some NFL stuff and react to something that fits a little bit more into what I like, which is basketball or football. My bad. Basketball is the other thing that I post a lot, but I figured let's do some football, especially with the draft happening tomorrow night. So let's get into it and let's see who John Gruden can teach us about right before the draft.
All right, here we go, Bobby. We're back. This is my favorite part of the year, the NFL draft. And we love talking about steals and sleepers. And you guys know how much I love this. I mean, you read that article on The Atlantic. What a complete moron I am, how I don't work and have any clue what I'm doing. It'll be awesome to hear from somebody that actually does. Now, we don't want to waste a lot of time, but what are the steals and sleepers without going too deep and talking too long? Are there 10 guys, 10 guys you want to talk about?
10 guys.
Before this even goes any further, if anyone has watched the like QB meetings and everything from John Gruden, his one with Taylor Green blew me away. I'm not gonna lie. Taylor Green's an absolute athletic freak, but I think finally someone was able to, like, Gruden put it into perspective for him, like how good he could really be if he just fully focuses and locks in on football. Like, the dude has the same athletic measurables as Calvin Johnson. It's insane, but he's a QB. So, it'll be interesting to see what he can do.
Guys I want to talk about, Coach.
Let's go.
Let's talk about steals first, because this guy I think belongs in the first round. It's a guy that I think people are becoming more familiar with. His name is Max Ihanicher. All right? Max Ihanicher from Arizona State.
Well, he's going to be in the first round, Bobby.
Haven't heard much
That's
about
not
this
where
guy.
most platforms have him, but I agree that he belongs there.
Is he a steal, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, Max Ihanicher is 6'6", 321 pounds, and has an arm length of 33 and 7/8 inches. Big guy, all right?
Okay.
He was born in Nigeria.
Hasn't played football until he got to junior college.
That's correct.
That's all great, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
is he a great player? Is he going to be a left tackle like Trent Williams? Is he going to be a right tackle like he is at Arizona State? What's he going to be?
That's a question. I think he can play both. I have never seen him play at left tackle. We've only seen him at right, but he's
Okay.
got the arm length. He's got the violence to do so. That's the thing that kind of separates him between a guy everyone else loves, Monroe Freeling. I don't know if you've seen him. This
I
guy
have
shows
seen him.
natural God-given pop in his strikes. I see better hand placement. I see better action on the move. I love Max Ihanicher. I think he's a guy that is going to fit and blend right in to a system in the NFL immediately.
Where do we steal him at?
I think this
In the
guy.
second round,
See
you
a
saying?
middle-
I think this
first?
guy is going to go in the first. I think
Well,
he
then
should
he's
go
not
in
a
the-
steal. He's a first rounder. What the hell are we doing here, Bobby?
You're going to have 7 guys go before him.
Okay, I got you. Give me the next
So
guy,
he's gonna
'cause
be a
I'm
good
confused
value.
now. Who's a steal?
Emmanuel Pregnon.
The
Okay?
guard
This
from
is-
Oregon.
yeah.
Emmanuel Pregnon, guard from Oregon.
I have
We
seen
love
him.
him here.
We love him.
I've seen him before, and the only other guard I believe that I've seen that is like pretty highly touted going into this draft is the guy from Penn State. He plays there with an alumni that from my hometown. But let's see what they got to say about him, because I wonder if they're gonna mention the guy from Penn State, because I think he's pretty like top of the line at guard in this class. And I haven't kept up with very many of the offensive linemen and everything that like I usually do. Every year I usually go super deep into it and really watch like closely. But this year everything's been scattered all over the place, so I've really only been able to keep track of like skill position players. Hopefully next year I will be on all of the players like I usually am.
We watched him with some of the best cleanup tape in the entire draft at guard. I'm going to be honest with you, John. My favorite film at guard out of watching anybody. Okay.
Even more than the guy at Penn State.
Even more than the guy from Penn State.
Who is the guy at Penn State?
Vega Ioane.
You like him better than Ioane?
I do. Now, he kind of has a longer journey than some of these other guys. He started his career at Wyoming in 2020 when Tiger King was coming on. So a little bit longer of a journey in that process. But, man, you watch this guy play. I think he does everything, if not a little bit better, in that 2025 tape than Ioane does.
Now, we've done this a long time. You're saying that at the end of these guys' career, when we look back, Max is going to have the best career of all these offensive tackles that are coming out.
You look at these offensive tackles that are coming out, most teams and analysts are saying, well, he'll probably slide into a guard position. That doesn't make him a tackle. This guy's 6'6".
I know he is.
And he ran a 4.91. He gets out of his sets quick, and he's only been playing for a few years.
You're going on record here, Bobby. You're going on record that Pregnon's going to be the best guard in this draft, and Max is going to be the best tackle in this draft. And maybe The Athletic will write a freaking story about you. Go ahead. Who else you got as a steal?
Can't wait. Prestigious platform. I'm going to talk about, now we get into a little bit later, the guys. This is more of a mid-round pick. Kind of reminds me of similar path of Jalen Tolbert from South Alabama, because he also...
If I had to guess who this is, he said a similar path like Jalen Tolbert when he was at South Alabama. So, I assume they're sticking with the receiver. It would only make sense. And I've heard this. I don't know much about him because I haven't looked that deeply into him. But if I had to guess, this is Ted Hurst.
Comes from the Sun Belt. This guy is Ted Hurst.
Ted Hurst. Go ahead on this. Ted Hurst. I love it.
Ted Hurst from Georgia State.
Yep.
Okay.
Wide receiver. Did you see his combine times?
Yeah.
I saw him at the combine. That's it.
Yeah.
4.42 40.
The other guy that really impressed me at the combine was what is his name? Cincinnati wide receiver. Jeff Caldwell, I think.
Now look, a lot of wide receivers in this draft, they're kind of like either like slot or gadgety, or they're big, but they're not athletically explosive.
Yep.
I'm taking a shot on a guy that ceiling is massive. This guy is both those things. He is 6'4", and he is over 200 pounds. Okay, now we can talk about the competition. He checked that box at the Senior Bowl. He played extremely well against guys at his level of competition when he got there. I think this is a guy that, does come with his concerns, like 9% career drop rate, but he's young, he's 21 years old. I was actually very surprised with his yak and the twitch ability that he had.
So he's got a slight drop problem. But they said he's only 21, so you got plenty of time to correct that.
For that size, I think this guy's ceiling's through the roof. I'm taking a chance on him where he's projected more so in the third round. He could go before that.
Okay. I'm with you on Hurst, but I don't really see him as a steal or a sleeper. I see him as a badass. Come on, Bobby, give me some names, man, that I don't know.
Okay.
I've heard of all these guys.
All right, let me take you back to a place in time. In the year 2000.
Okay, who is it?
Actually, psych. 2022. It's the semifinal in the playoffs, right?
Okay.
J.J. McCarthy Michigan favored by probably 87.5 points against TCU.
I don't
5
like
minutes
Michigan.
into the game, Bud Clark takes
I'm
an
an Ohio State
interception,
fan, man.
41 yards to the house. They end up winning that
Okay,
game,
Bud Clark.
51-45, before they got slaughtered against Georgia. But Bud Clark is my next guy from TCU.
Go ahead on Bud Clark.
Safety. 15 career interceptions, including
Okay,
that
so
one
this
against
is
J.J.
the
McCarthy.
guy.
This guy flies around the field. He's also been in the league
So this is the guy that people, or that I've seen pro comps to Kevin Byard for.
since 2020 in college football. So he's got plenty of experience, 61 games of experience. One thing I'm concerned about, size. He's a smaller guy, 6'1", 188, 31.5-inch arms. That does worry me because the durability showed up. Missed 14 games over a 6-year span.
That's really not that bad.
Ability is availability, right, Coach? But other than that, if you
14
put on the tape,
games
this
over
guy
6
flies around, he
years,
plays with his
that's
head
not
on
that
fire. It
bad.
doesn't matter that he's small. He comes in flying against the run game, and he is a gambler. He makes game-changing plays. He takes them to the house. There are a few times on tape where he did get caught, so he's
You might want to start this conversation by not saying he was on the defense that gave up 51 points to J.J. McCarthy. That's not good because
45.
I want my safety to eliminate big plays. And when I looked at that film, TCU gave up a lot of them. You like Bud Clark as a mid-round pick?
I do.
Fair.
I do.
Okay.
All right, next name. Nadeem Tucker.
Nadeem
Western
Tucker.
Michigan.
I got to hear this.
Nadeem Tucker from Western Michigan. Edge.
Give me the height weight on this cat.
I haven't seen
6'4",
much about him.
247, 31 3/8-inch arms,
I've heard the name. I haven't
4.73
seen
speed.
much.
Now, when you put on his tape, you'll find something out immediately about him. He gets after the passer. He had 14.5 sacks, tied for the FBS lead with who? David Bailey. I'm
Okay.
not sitting here comparing him to David Bailey. I think it's a different skill set.
David
David Bailey's
Bailey's
a top 5
a
pick
dog.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Who I am comparing him to is Cassius Howell and or Mason Thomas, okay? These are guys that are gonna go above him in this draft, and he has a similar skill set. He is probably gonna be a little bit more scheme dependent, third down pass rusher, but it's the same exact argument that you have with Cassius Howell and or Mason Thomas. There's areas of concern are in the run game, setting the edge, but he just has just as much bend and twitch and production. He was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's only been playing since his senior year in high school, and he's got untapped potential, I think, as well.
Okay.
4.73. A lot of production. Good length. Can be an outside linebacker maybe in a 3-4 defense.
Could he be an outside linebacker? Possibly. I don't know if I've seen enough of him in coverage in space to do so, but he is raw, and he has shown massive leaps in production from year to year.
A lot of production. I like this, Bobby. Okay, you've got 5 guys listed on this next board here. Give me the last 5 sleepers. I need some sleepers.
Okay, this
you
is
know
good.
sleepers.
So those were just
You
the
got to have some
steals.
guys that make your draft. Like usually the
that
second
list,
part
though.
of the draft,
I
I'd
like
go to
that
Hooters
list
and
of
just
5.
disappear. Like the Athletics said, I wasn't even in there. So give me 5 sleepers that we can get.
All right, Coach. I'm glad you said that because this kind of sets off the sleeper portion.
I love this.
Devin Marshall, cornerback, NC State. All right? 5'11". Okay, now, this guy is a combine snub. So I'm about to give you the measurements, but I got them off the internet, and that's always 100% correct and accurate. He is 5'11", 197 pounds, 30 7/8-inch arm reach. So, not the biggest guy, not the most reach. I fell in love with him watching him destroy my beloved Florida State Seminoles. 2 interceptions and 6 pass breakups in one game. This guy was all over the field. I went back and I watched the tape on this guy. Unbelievable. And it was against good competition.
What does he run?
He runs a 4.45 at his pro day. He ran a 4.45.
Okay.
And I don't think his recovery speed is the best. That's probably his limitation in his game. But he presses better than just about any corner I watched in this draft, and he did it against good competition. Malachi Fields, forced fumble against Miami, coverage against Malachi Toney. Didn't get a combine invite, isn't even on some websites listed as a draft prospect in this. Devin Marshall is going to be a steal. He plays with a chip on his shoulder.
I like it. I like it. Give me some more.
All right.
Devin Marshall. NC State's
I'll
had a
watch
lot of
for
good
him
players
during
come
the
out of there.
draft.
They struggled this year. Give it to me. Xavier Thomas.
Wide receiver, LSU, 5'10",
Y'all really have him as oh, this is the sleeper. This guy's a dog.
190 pounds, and an arm length of 30.5
We've
inches.
been watching a lot of Nussmeier. You know that.
I know.
We
and
know
Jake,
this.
this
We
is
know
a shout out
Thomas.
to Jake. Me and Jake were watching Garrett Nussmeier get demolished on a few plays with what we could call at best questionable offensive line play, correct?
Very
he
questionable.
throws a prayer out to the flat against Vanderbilt. He's surrounded by 7 players. What does he do?
Touchdown.
Beats all of them. Not only does he beat all of them, he breaks the initial contact, breaks 2 more tackles, gets to the sideline and takes off, and no one is even
Hard
near
to
him.
tackle.
Why? Because he's got
Extremely
4.28
hard to
speed,
tackle.
and he's one of the best punt returners in the country. You want to talk about
Why you got him as a sleeper then? I mean,
because he's
You want to know someone else that was hard to tackle, was quick, and extremely good in college? Kadarius Toney. No, I'm not comparing him to Kadarius Toney, but hopefully his career will be better than Kadarius Toney, even though he had a huge play in the Super Bowl.
rated in the 7th round and beyond.
by the Athletic or what?
Mostly by the Athletic.
Shit. I love this guy. 4.28, great returner.
You'll see
You know
when-
we move guys up a whole point when they're returners because you know
Exactly.
they can run after the catch. You know they're tough as hell.
Coach, he's got 95 career returns.
glad you brought up
3 of
Thomas.
them for touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's a great kid. Keep
All-American.
going here.
All-American freshman.
Shh, don't bring his name up. He's a sleeper. Who else you got?
I do want to do a little story on this guy, okay? Tyron Montgomery, wide receiver, John Carroll University.
Okay.
I love this college, man. This is where London Fletcher went. This is where Don Shula, coach. This is where Josh McDaniels. This is a football heaven, man. John Carroll. Tell me about Montgomery.
Nick Casario, Greg
I don't
Roman,
know
Brandon
this name.
Staley. A lot of names went to John Carroll. I didn't know that they had that pipeline before doing this exercise. Okay, little story. Indulge me, okay? This kid, he doesn't play in high school either, right? He's the high school captain of his basketball team. Walks on to LSU. His mom gets sick, goes back home. It's COVID time. He's looking for a job, right? Oh, wait, that's right. There's no jobs unless you're a Japanese baseball player or a WWE wrestler. So what does he do? He does what all of us did. We went to the backyard with our brother and we threw the pigskin around. And his brother goes, you know, you're pretty good. You could do this. Tries to walk on at Houston. Doesn't make the team. Goes and plays flag football in Miami, okay? He goes to Nicholls State after putting out some film, has limited production, runs out of D1 eligibility, goes to John Carroll University, and all he does is set the single season record in yardage, in receptions, and touchdowns. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Yes, exactly.
Competition. Competition. He does look different
How
against
old
these
is he?
guys. He went to the Senior Bowl, and he made guys that are projected to go in the first round at cornerback look silly. He's 25 years old.
Height, weight, speed.
Spot.
Okay, so he's 25. The age is gonna push him down the board some, so I understand why he's a sleeper.
5'11", 190 pounds.
This is a great story.
4.53 speed.
4.53 now. That would be tough for some of us. A lot of these guys I worked for in the past, they said if
5'11"
they
with
don't
the
run
4.5.
under 4.5, they're not for us.
Yeah.
But is he a possession guy? Does he have
50-50
short area
catch
quickness?
artist, body control. He also was tied for 4th
Okay.
in missed tackles.
All right. Let me hear your last two, Bobby.
I have no idea what we're doing when we're talking about this guy. Another one of my favorites in this draft. That's Harold Perkins Jr.,
Dog.
LSU.
This guy flies around the field. He flies. The range, he could play sideline to sideline. This guy flies around the field. But he's also a good rush. He can rush the freaking QB. He's a sleeper. Yes, he's one of my people in my sleepers that I would, if I made a list, he would be probably one of the top guys.
Pass
Backer.
rusher.
Okay, let's have the
this
conversation.
guy here, I mean, he's unblockable a couple years ago on tape.
True freshman year. He has more tackles, tackles for loss, and sacks
Yeah.
in his first year as a freshman than Arvell Reese does this year. When I look at these players, I see a similar prototype, and I don't understand why we're not talking about one of them.
Height, weight, speed on Perkins.
He
Perkins is
flies.
6'1", 223 with 31 and 3/8 inch arms.
He's like undersized to play the position. 6'1", 223. People are concerned about
That's
that.
why I was going to bring up. He runs a
People are concerned because that's more of a prototypical off-ball linebacker size. That's not really a rush linebacker size. But I'm telling you, he can play sideline to sideline. You'll hear it here in a second because he's going to bring up his 40 time.
The position, 6'1", 223. People are concerned about
That's
that.
why I was going to bring up. He runs a 4.38. I would like to see him put on a little bit of weight. If you want to take a chance on Arvell Reese in the first round, why would you not want to take a chance on a guy like this in the 7th and beyond? I don't understand it. He also is a
I don't think he's going to fall to the 7th. I don't.
special teamer. His freshman year, he was a demon on special teams. I love this guy.
He'd be a great role model. Can he play inside like White? Remember the great linebacker that the Bucks took in the top 5?
Devin White, the great linebacker, Super Bowl champion. Listen, honestly, I think LSU had an identity crisis on defense last year. They had him playing in coverage as this off-ball linebacker, kind of an overhang position. He struggled, I think, as
He
a
can
zone
play
coverage
both.
linebacker. I don't know if that's his role. What I know he's really good at is instinctual getting downhill. I know that he's great spine.
He can
QB.
play both. He
You
just
go back
needs a
and you
little
watch
bit
his
of
arsenal
help.
of pass rush moves as a true freshman. It's better than
Oh, it's
Arvell Reese to
awesome.
me.
But if you get a guy like that can be a special teamer, a situational pass rusher, a guy that can come in and spy on Lamar Jackson or one of these great scrambling quarterbacks, man, that's worth its price in gold. But this
Completely
guy
agree.
here, man, he
Fully
really
agree.
flashed 2 years ago,
He
man.
was his first-round pick 2 years ago.
I mean, we were talking about him in his true freshman game against Arkansas like he was the next coming of Lawrence Taylor.
Who's the last guy?
Josh Moten,
Josh Moten.
Haven't heard of him.
Southern Miss, cornerback.
Let's hear the size
Okay.
on him. Is he big enough to play outside? Can he go inside?
I don't think so. I think he is an outside zone corner. I think that's what he is. Now, he is way off people's boards. He's not even listed as far as being draftable at this point in time.
Okay.
One thing stood out to me.
So
that
this is
made me
potential
want to
undrafted
pick
free
him,
agent?
and that is his coverage against Jeremiah Smith 2 years ago in 2024, where he stacks him and gets the pick on Jeremiah Smith. And it's all over.
You've been talking about this pick for 2 years.
It's all over the
He's
film.
loved Moten. I mean, you got a picture of Moten in your
I
office.
like small, feisty guys. It's
I
just the
didn't
way
think
to
that.
operate. Like he plays just with fire, intensity for
Jeremiah
a guy.
Smith
his
is
size.
that
As
guy.
far as late round flyers, I
can't
want
wait
guys
for
like
next
that on
year's
my
draft
team.
with
It's
him.
infectious to me. Okay.
Will he
He's-
tackle?
He can tackle, yeah. He can tackle. I do think one of his weaknesses is being bullied by bigger wide receivers that are blockers. I do
Okay.
think that is a concern at the next level. But as far as instincts go and reading and making big time plays, I believe he's got 10 interceptions in the last 2 years. He's got 22 career pass breakups. I'm taking a chance on a
A
guy
lot
like
of
Josh
balls.
Moten.
He's got a lot of ball production. There's no doubt about it. But I look back on these guys over here on the left. Pregnon, interesting. You think he's the best guard?
I do.
Honitcher, you got him as the best tackle.
I do.
Ted Hurst, I don't think he's a sleeper. He was like 2 months ago, but right now his stock after the combine, when people start looking at his tape and his body of work, I think he's going to go a lot higher because of his true size speed. Bud Clark, Tucker's very interesting. Western Michigan. Marshall and Moten, who would you take?
Devin Marshall. I think he's a pro
Thomas.
immediately.
I mean, those LSU guys, man, you can never go wrong drafting cats out of LSU. Well, let's go back to last
Them
year.
and
You had
Ohio
the
State are the
receiver
top
that
two,
No
but
one
Ohio
even
State's
thought
number
about
one.
that went to the Patriots.
Don't forget
Tell
it
me
either.
about that cat.
Efton Chisholm, man.
Efton Chisholm, you brought him up. Efton Chisholm. We're sitting in here. We even had Madison in here. And you're like, Efton Chisholm. We're all laughing at you.
I mean, he ran a 4.71.
What? He ran a 4.71.
A 4.71. I mean, coming from the Raiders, that's just not going to work.
I don't know, Coach.
Bobby.
Do you like over 300 receptions? Do you over like 10,000 yards? Do you like 7,000 touchdowns in his career at Eastern Washington?
Guess who has a AFC championship ring? Efton Chisholm, man. So you've done a hell of a job bringing names like this to the table. I can't wait to look back on this draft this time next year to see if you were right. because if you're wrong,
Okay.
The Athletic will write an article on your ass. I can't believe I didn't want Khalil Mack. Do you?
I can't, yeah.
Shit, why would I want that guy?
He's really good.
Let's run his ass out of here.
Draft season, baby.
All right. Well, that right there concludes this reaction. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments who your biggest sleeper of this year's draft is going to be, or who you think is going to be able to hit that next level production in the NFL. But with that being said, hopefully y'all enjoy the video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.